You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Well, guys, when it comes to track meet killer Karmelo Anthony, he has some big problems, folks. More so than just going to trial for capital murder when he stabbed Austin Metcalf in the heart at a track meet that they were participants in. Folks, he has some more issues going on right now, folks, even before we actually get to the trial. Now, in my video the other day, I talked about Karmelo Anthony now begging for $1 million more. Now, he had already raised over $500,000. And people must question, what did he actually do with that money? I think it's pretty clear, guys. I mean, we heard about all this. Oh, we need to relocate. We need to get a home, stuff like that. Folks, they probably weren't joking about that. They probably were not joking about basically grifting money from the public and blowing it. Karmelo Anthony, man, he needs a lot of money for his defense, which I think is extremely weak. He's claiming self-defense at the track meet. I'm curious, what was self-defense? Up to this point, guys, we haven't heard anything from Karmelo Anthony's people as to why they believe is actually self-defense. Because in reality, guys, they know he doesn't have a self-defense case. It's just that simple. But still, Karmelo Anthony raised $530-something thousand. But we got some big news, guys. Guess what? It's all gone. It's blown. You're probably thinking, how is that possible? Well, let's just go ahead and get into it, guys, because I believe they had already laid it out. Let's get into it. So right over here, guys, Sarah Fields, she has been covering the Karmelo Anthony situation pretty closely. She's an investigative journalist right here. Because I was very curious, guys. How in the world does Karmelo Anthony, who's already raised $539,000, and it definitely seems like that money slowed down because it wasn't that much different 2 days ago. Now he's asking for $1.4 million. How is that? Because I believe the initial goal was like, what, 300,000 or something like that? Now they need 1.4 million? Oh boy. Let's look at this here. This is what Sarah Fields puts out. Breaking. Karmelo Anthony submitted an indigent packet to the Collin County Court requesting court-appointed legal representation as an indigent, financially destitute defendant. Other words, guys, he can't afford lawyers, even though he's raised over $500,000. Now get this. However, just 24 hours ago, the Anthony family updated their Give, Send, Go campaign to reflect the need to raise an additional $1.4 million for a legal team. Karmelo Anthony's mother, Kayla Hayes, who manages the Give, Send, Go, stated on April 17th, 2 months ago, that they had just gained access to the funds. At that time, they had already raised $350,000. The fundraiser has now reached $538,000, which actually $539,000. So I believe they've only raised like $1,000 in a day now. However, according to a source, their current known attorney, Mike Howard, is more than likely charging a retainer fee of $10,000 to $30,000 and charges $400 to $500 per hour. That seems pretty standard to me. Where did the money go? Why do they need $1.4 million? Will they be granted indigents and an appointed attorney with a Give, Send, Go of this magnitude? Is this considered fraud? I'm thinking it is. I really do think that it is. Now, this is a clip right here where his mother is saying, yeah, we got access to the money 2 months ago. Over $350,000. Listen in.
We were just notified yesterday that we could begin to withdraw funds. And it still takes several days to receive those funds once a request is made. I don't know why we...
Yeah, right there. They got access to the money 2 months ago. But here's the thing. Right here. I read this the other day, guys. They're telling you right here where their priorities are with the money. And legal defense is at the very bottom. They're telling you right here, safe relocation for our family. Yeah. Actually, I'm going to just read it right here. It says, these funds are being used to cover essential and urgent needs that have arisen as a result of this tragic situation, including but not limited to, number one, safe relocation for our family. Word is that they went to Louisiana. I don't know. Considering this is a capital murder case, nowhere in the world should Karmelo Anthony be allowed to leave the state. Next thing was basic living expenses. Transportation to and from court proceedings. Trauma-informed counseling for our entire family. Enhanced security measures. And dead last, it says retaining qualified legal counsel and a thorough, fair investigative team. That is dead last. Now, if I'm up for capital murder, this is the most important thing. Now, they were already living in a $900,000 home. They weren't destitute at all. So this whole thing, man, this grift has now totally been exposed. This is why they're raising, man. They need 1.4 million. Obviously, they have blown at least $350,000. Probably the whole $500,000. Blown. That money's gone. And you idiots, man, donated to him based off lies. Wow. This track meet killer, man, boy, he's going to end up going into the Sports Hall of Fame, some Sports Hall of Fame, for being an idiot. Really? I mean, his parents, man, wow. First of all, they should have definitely fired Dominic Alexander before even looking for a new lawyer. This guy has done immense damage, man. Now all that money they raised, man, gone. Now they need to grip some more. And they're telling you, hey, our priorities is not the legal defense. They need money for other things. Wow. You know what? We talked about this really when all this first came out. And then we started hearing, oh no, all that stuff is false. But the whole time they were telling you, man, yeah, this money is going to a lot of other things. And now they're destitute now. They can't afford a lawyer. They've blown all the money. They've blown it all, folks. You people that donated, man, you got had. Now they want more money. So I'm going to be curious, man, if the court does appoint him a court-appointed attorney, even though he has over $540,000. I do believe they're going to raise more money, man, because there's definitely dumb people that'll donate. We've already seen that. But eventually, these people that have already donated, they got to realize, man, we got had. We got duped. Wow. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we will catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.